Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. It takes a lot to change a man. It takes a lot to try. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die.
You are no Star is Born. Sorry.
What? Are you kidding me?
You're no famous musician.
What? Hold on a second. God, what are... No, hello. Hey, I am good.
You are no Star is Born. I'm sorry.
Come on, you would give me a record deal if you would...
Yeah, sure.
Whoa. Oh, this freaking Joker over here, guys. Welcome, everybody, to a brand new movie review where we talk about A Star is Born, and it's certainly not me.
No, certainly not you.
You know what? When the trailers came out for this and I heard about the movie, I was honestly very... I was curious, but I didn't really know how it was going to be because this is the fourth A Star is Born film. There is one from 1937.
Oh, wow.
One from 1954, starring Judy Garland. One from 1976, of course, the one that most people know about, which is Barbra Streisand and Kris Kristofferson.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, now this one. So I thought it was interesting them doing yet another one, but I was like, okay, maybe it's ripe for another Star is Born film, especially so many years later in decades. Music has changed, the music world has changed, you know, times have changed. Where would you like to start with this film, sir?
Well, basically the plot I thought was good. I mean, if you've seen the other Star is Born, this is basically about a musician, Bradley Cooper. I forgot his name in the movie. His last name's Maine.
Jackson,
Maine. And he's basically, his career is kind of diminishing. He's losing his hearing in the movie, which, you kind of see that, in the trailer where he's tinnitus, he's losing his hearing. So he finds this girl, you know, he was on his way to a gig, goes to this little old town, fate, you know, as they say, fate sometimes happens, meets this girl, sees her singing, falls in love with her, gets her to sing her original music. She eventually becomes a star. It shows her transitioning, you know, how Lady Gaga develops into a star, how she sticks by his side, even though, as you see in the movie, he's a drunk, he's a drug addict, and she sticks by him. And you know, it doesn't always have the happiest ending, this movie. I will let you know that. I'm not going to spoil it. But, you know, it shows what a husband and wife go through and how she really loved this man. And how her career takes off and his career kind of dies. And they're trying to both be there for her. There's some jealousy amongst them, as you see in the movie a little bit. But I thought it was really good. And to slow it down a little bit, I thought the chemistry between the acting was great. I thought Lady Gaga was brilliant. I thought Bradley Cooper was brilliant. I thought the mesh between the two of them. They had some cameos in here with David Chappelle was short blip. Then they had somebody else. Eddie Griffin was in here for a short period. And then I thought the older guy, which I'm not going to say who he is. What's his name? The guy.
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. I thought he did a wonderful job. I haven't seen him in a lot of movies lately. I thought he did a wonderful job. I thought it was brilliantly made. I thought everything kind of pieced together. And I didn't see the other Star is Born movie. I didn't see the other three. So for me, this was like a first. So I really did enjoy it.
Look, for me... Oh boy, I'm the X Factor, aren't I here? No, look, I want to talk about a few things. First of all, look, am I always the biggest fan of Bradley Cooper? No, not always, but I think can be a tremendously great actor. And I think it really was a gamble for him being the director of this movie, being his directorial debut of such a big film like this, and taking on the Star is Born sort of the whole like movies and having to go up against other movies that have done a lot for other people's careers. But I think he does a great job with this movie. I think his performance is electrifying. I think it's fantastic. I think that he's incredibly effective of a man who is essentially somebody who is, as you said, on the downward slide of his career, but somebody who still believes in the principles of music, still believes in the idea of having music pure, almost. Like, not like tainted or over manufactured, stuff like that. It's a great performance by him. And with Lady Gaga, you know, yes, she's done stuff like American Horror Story. That's American Horror Story. I like American Horror Story, but that's not movies. That's TV,
very
and
different genre.
different very stuff here. With this, I was very interested to see if very stripped down Lady Gaga here. You know, not the way you're usually seeing her.
Used to seeing Lady Gaga, yeah.
But she is absolutely tremendous in this movie. She is phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about her. Now, again, will this do a lot for her career? I would like to think it will.
I think it will, and I think she'll get nominated. You know, it reminds me kind of Jennifer Hudson with Dreamgirls, how she was a surprise nomination, wound up winning the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for Dreamgirls. I kind of see that happening with Lady Gaga, even though she doesn't have a lot of acting chops to her belt. Normally, to get win an Oscar, you have to have several movies under your belt. But I definitely see her getting nominated. I could even see her winning an Oscar, because this was just, even though music is her ability, this kind of went out of her comfort zone, I would say, in certain areas. It kind of really showed a different side of Lady Gaga, her vulnerable side, her shy side, and really showed her acting ability. And I think she does deserve either a Golden Globe or an Oscar, some type of reward, because I thought it was just, her acting was so top notch.
I agree with you. I think her acting is really, really well done here, and her singing, which, by the way, I am a Lady Gaga fan. I do like her music a lot. Her singing is absolutely phenomenal in the movie. Hers and Bradley Cooper's is great. In fact, they ended up actually singing live. They actually, in the movie, they sang live while filming the movie, and the reason why was that Lady Gaga basically had seen so many movies where people were lip syncing, and it was clearly, you could tell that they were lip syncing. She did not want that to happen, so she ended up informing Bradley Cooper that, you know, hey, we're gonna do this live. And that's what she did with that. And, you know, again, she was actually a gamble, because she was not the original person that was supposed to be in this movie. It was actually Beyonce. And Beyonce turned the role down. I think that's a mistake by Beyonce's part.
Absolutely.
I think Lady Gaga did a much better job. In fact, Bradley Cooper fought to have her in this movie, and I'm glad that he fought for that, because the studio didn't want her. Again, credit to Bradley Cooper seeing the talent that is there without actually knowing if it's going to work or not.
Yeah.
And that is a big thing. Also, look, I'll say another thing here, that the other performances in here are great. As you said, Dave Chappelle, very, very small role, really good in here. Andrew Dice Clay, of course, plays Lady Gaga's father. He was surprised, hadn't seen him in a movie in a long time.
He was surprisingly pretty good.
He was pretty good in it as well. Of course, Sam Elliott, who, man, Sam Elliott's fucking awesome. What can I tell you, man? Sam Elliott, Big Lebowski, anybody? He's great. I thought the music was really catchy. The music is really wonderful, really well done here. I think the movie overall is just a really solid movie, man. I think it really is. And here's the thing, and let me ask you this. Do you think that, because now we're getting into awards season movies, we're pretty much here now, is this going to be a nominated movie? Is Bradley Cooper going to get nominated?
I don't think it will get nominated for Best Picture. I don't think that. But I think it will get nominated for Best Actor. For Bradley Cooper. I think she'll get nominated. Well, she wasn't really a supporting actress. She was the main actress.
Yeah, the main actress.
She'll get nominated for Best Actor. I think Sam Elliott will probably get nominated for Best Supporting Actor, even though he played a small role. I think he'll get nominated. I really see this movie
getting some nominations,
and it might even get some wins, depending on what comes out the rest of the year. I mean, you have all the way until January.
Yes.
And that's when the last nominations go in February for the awards. So you figure what is it? October, November, December, January. You have about 3 months. 3 months. So we're gonna see what else comes out. We're having some big movies, but the Harry Potter movie's coming out. I love Harry Potter, don't get me wrong, but I don't think Harry Potter's ever been nominated in the history of the Academy Awards for anything. It's a great series, but I don't think it's going to get nominated.
Yeah.
I think a few other big movies are coming out, but I think if people remember this movie, go see this movie, it gets a lot of blockbuster buzz, I really do think this will get nominated for a few awards.
I really think so too. And also, let me ask you this, because this is a very interesting thing with Lady Gaga here, and there's not many singers that transition to acting successfully. There's only very few people like Cher, Bette Midler, who have kept an ongoing acting
they can
career.
do singing and acting.
Not many really can keep that going.
Lady Gaga always wanted to be an actress, as you said. She wanted to be an actress before a singer, so she finally got her dream. She did the singing first, then she went to acting. I could definitely see her. A lot of people, they take a break, like J-Lo. She did acting for a while, then she went back to singing. A lot of them, it's hard to do both at the same time. I think Lady Gaga, even though I really think she just released an album recently, a CD. I really think she's going to go into acting more with the American Horror Story and do a few more movies. And I think she's going to dive herself into acting. Not saying she'll give up her music career, but I think she's going more into the acting direction.
I think she's going to go more into the acting as well. I would hate to see that, me personally, because I really love her music, and I think it's very catchy, and I like it a lot. Again, I really do. I think she has potential. Whether or not she lives up to that potential is a whole nother thing, and that's a like many decades down the line to talk about. But I do think she has the potential. And as far as the other story elements in the movie, I do want to say a couple things. That you did point out the whole thing of somebody's downward spiral in their career versus somebody on the upswing. And this really delves into the idea of changing your whole personality to become famous, popular. And, when we were watching the movie, you had even commented like, well, this happens all the time.
I did this. It happens to musicians all the time. They change their hair color, they get plastic surgery, they change how they dress, they change everything about them because it's all about the fame and catching the Grammy Awards and going after the fame. I mean, there's a point in the movie, and this will be a spoiler, just to warn you, where he says, I'm embarrassed to you, because she sings one song and he didn't understand the song because there was nothing in her repertoire. All the music she did in the movie, he says and ironically, that song is what made her famous,
Yes, and I believe that song, like something like she's playing, and I guess it's a spoiler, but not really. She's playing Saturday Night Live, and she's dancing like
pop singer,
like Jennifer Lopez or something. I hate to say, and the idea that like she's singing a song, hey, baby, text me, blah blah blah, and she's doing it, and I'm like, wow, that song that she first sang with him towards the beginning of the movie, my God, man, that completely fucking changed. Not only did it change, but I'm like, her manager turned her into this.
Well, that's what managers do. I mean, they do it with male artists, female artists. They change the way they sing, the style they sing, and some artists fight back and say, well, you know what? That's why a lot of artists will switch to different record companies and say, okay, I won't sing for 5 years until I get to sing what I want to sing and do what I want to do. That's why a lot of these artists you see, they are successful, then they disappear out of the spotlight until they get a new record company. It happened with Avril Lavigne. They wouldn't let her sing the way she wanted to sing, so she took a break for a while. J-Lo took a break for a while because they were trying to pigeonhole her. A lot of these people take breaks. Britney Spears took a break. They take breaks until they can do what they want to do.
Yeah, and it just is really fascinating to me, just the whole thing, because it started out very, innocent, and it moved up to, and even Bradley Cooper gave her advice of saying, just stay yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I see, the ending is very dark. We won't really spoil the ending, but do you think...
I think the ending basically changed her back to her old self. When she met Bradley Cooper at the beginning, she became who she was at the beginning she met him. Because remember, this probably took place over a 2-3 year period.
It probably did.
So
yeah.
she became who she was at the beginning she met him, and she changed the look of that amazing song at the end of the movie. She changed back to, you know, who she was as an artist, you know?
Yeah, I do agree with that too. I think so. It's still a tough ending, but I think there's a little bit of a possibility of an uplifting ending as well to a certain degree. It is a really great movie, and when they wanted people to laugh, they laughed. When they wanted people to sort of feel like, oh man, I can't believe this is happening. It's a powerful movie. It has a great message to it, and the performances are amazing. Anything else to say, or would you like to give your grade rating, sir?
Well, the only one thing to say, this movie has a little bit of drama, a little bit of comedy. It has everything you want in a movie, this type of movie.
Yeah.
And as for my grade rating, I'd say I love the setting. I didn't say anything about the setting, the times where they went into the setting and they showed the costumes, the outfits, and they're trying to update it to this day and age, you know, what people wear and the clothes she's wearing and the people she's dancing with, they kind of updated it. So I thought the setting was great. I thought the acting was top-notch. I thought the plot was wonderful. Again, I didn't see the other movies. This I haven't done in a while. I'm going to give it an A+. I find no flaws with this movie. This is a movie I say, go see in the movie theaters. It's such a big movie. Don't wait until it comes out on Netflix. Don't wait until it comes out on HBO or TV. Go see it in the movie theaters because you will thoroughly enjoy it.
For me, I think there's a couple of flaws a little bit. One, I almost felt that the love story felt a little rushed in the beginning. And even in the middle. It felt a little rushed to me. And yes, maybe this is over a longer period of time, but it felt a little bit rushed. Like they were trying to like get it going a little bit faster, and it felt a little off to me. Beyond that, it's hard to find any fault with this movie outside of that one little thing, and that's a minor nitpick at best. I will say this, that 1976 film with Barbra Streisand and Kris Kristofferson is a classic. How do I know this? Well, my mother happens to love Barbra Streisand. You know, Jewish women love Barbra Streisand, so clearly my mother loves her. So I was subject to that as a kid. But anyway, it's a very classic film. Does this film live up to those other films? Time will tell. But I think it updates itself for the modern day very well. I think it tells still a very fantastic story. Bradley Cooper's directing is top-notch here. His acting, top-notch. Lady Gaga, fantastic. The music, very infectious. You'll definitely be singing it at the end of the movie. You'll leave with some of those in your head. Yeah, very, very well done here. Definitely something that will gain a lot of buzz towards the Oscar season. I'm going to give it probably a high A.
Okay.
Yes. We're close. You're a little bit higher than me, but trust me, this is definitely go see it in the theater. No doubt about it. And, well, you know.
You're no cowboy. And you're no singer.
You know what? You know what?
Cowboy,
Let me tell you, what if I grew a beard? If I grew a beard and have my hair long and everything, and like, you know,
look like a redneck hillbilly.
Really? What
about you wouldn't look like a cowboy. You'd look like a redneck hillbilly.
Baby, it's time to let the old ways die.
Don't try.
God damn. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. And let us know what you think of the movie. We definitely want to know. And let me know if my singing's really good. Let me know if I could be a star, because this motherfucker thinks I can't be a star, but I think I can, guys. Alright, guys. Take care, and we will be back next time for another movie review, guys. See you later.